Autonomy is an illusion. Autonomy is an illusion.
What's going on? Welcome to another Super Shades video. If you had a beautiful day, hashtag Team All Blade and hashtag No Blade Left Behind. Come on in, throw me a Subi smile, and you know how we do it. I gotta say it, squad goals. Thank you so much for being here, for clicking in today's video, and for joining me. Hopefully wherever you're watching from, you're drinking something cold, sitting in a comfy chair, ready for a shave. I know I could really use one, and I'm looking forward to this one. It's gonna be awesome. We're gonna be using some stuff that I've never used before, and I'm thrilled to be talking about. First and foremost, right out of the gate, we're talking about it. I've got it in hand. This is the limited edition collaboration between Ridge Wallet, right? The Ridge, and OneBlade Shave Company. This is an anodized aluminum, but with their stainless steel Genesis head. I absolutely do not know how I missed this. It came out in October 2023. It is buried in the Ridge's website. But if you are a OneBlade Shave connoisseur, or somebody that is interested in the OneBlade Shave system, right? But prices have always made you flinch. I know they do for me, right? The OneBlade Genesis is a $300 razor at the starting price. And you can get this similar shave, right? Same head, same clamping mechanism, stainless steel with a PVD coating and an anodized, absolutely beautiful handle from the Ridge for $100. I have one in hand. I can say it right now. I got it for $100. Absolutely thrilled. I'm super excited to be talking about this. Again, really beautiful, awesome razor from the Ridge. Look at the box even. This thing is awesome. Hyper Lime. The color is absolutely vivid. It's bright. I'm super excited to be talking about it today, and I'm thrilled to have you here for it. We're also going to be talking about TRC, their kind of collaboration with a bunch of different artisans and kind of shave individuals and enthusiasts inside of the craft. It is Coeus. I want to say that really fast because I know I'm probably going to butcher it later on. Coeus. He's a titan, kind of in Greek mythology, right? That's known for intelligence, right? The querying, being inquisitive, kind of similar to that. That's what he stood for. It's a beautiful scent. I just want to call this out really quick. Take a look here. Take a look at all the different brands and people that are behind this. First Line Shave. Gotta love that. Zeneman, you got Black Mountain Shaving, and then you've also got Scott Big Papa Moore. He's on he helped design it as well. Take a look. Absolutely awesome. 17 different notes in this thing. It smells absolutely incredible. It's very, for me, it's really plum forward. I get a strong hit of lavender. Sage is in there for sure. It's kind of it kind of adds a little like spicy tone to it. The scent on this one is really incredible. We've got lavender, bergamot, sage, marjoram, plum, palo santo, black pepper, right? And then you've got guacwood, leather, beeswax, vetiver, ambergris, styrax, sandalwood, leatherwood, and agarwood. All of those all in this all together. And what I kind of get out of this, right, because their goal, their idea behind the scent was to make a scent that smells like you're going back in time, like you're visiting the Vanderbilt Library. It's an interesting, like at the Biltmore Estate, right? Very, very interesting. It does like bring this tone to it, right? Like kind of like you're sitting there. I could see this. It's kind of almost boozy-esque. The first time I smelled this, I said, I'm getting something boozy. It could be the guacwood. I'm not really sure what the tone is in there, but it's got this really enjoyable, that plum and leather. It's very nice. I really like this a lot. Beautiful scent. And again, I didn't order this. This was sent to our channel from TRC as a surprise package. I just want to give them a huge thanks and a massive shout out for allowing us to talk about Coeus. Absolutely really cool label. I love that reflect like the purple and the blue. And then the bottle on this, the actual splash, I've been asked now a couple times, is actually designed with that ombre color. Look at this. It's got sparkles kind of that glisten. You can see those like sparkles sparkles that are kind of glistening inside of the splash. Really cool. I don't know how they did this, but the ombre bottle is beautiful. It pairs so well with that label, and then they've got the brands associated with it. And I'm telling you this, that as good as the lather is, as you're lathering, right, as it builds up that scent in your bathroom, as soon as you crack this bottle, that scent is incredible. It's ritzy, it's bougie, it smells expensive. That lavender I actually get that top hit of lavender very first, but then plum comes in and knocks out, then takes over the whole show. The plum in that is absolutely incredible. And it adds like that, I'm telling you, this like almost like a wine-esque smell, that you have this other like leather tone that makes it kind of like, it's not the soft leather, it's a little darker leather for me. It's still got that sweet tone to it, but it kind of takes it down, takes it up a notch with the other notes, the black pepper making a little smoky, a little spicy. I really like this Coeus. Again, that's just what my nose is doing and what I'm getting out of it, but it smells really, really good. And the thing is, when you have 17 different scent notes in it, you're never really sure, and I'm sure most people are going to disagree on what it smells like back to forth, right? Because there's so much to it, but I'm telling you this, it's balanced, it's harmonious, and it smells really, really nice. I've got myself the lather already generated, and I'm telling you this, look at this. I'd never used a Black Mountain shaving product. Take a look. It is just incredible. They did some work over there. It's so much fun. I was just playing around with it. It's so much fun to play around with. And I did that. This is my Mojo. I keep using this, and if you're tired of seeing this brush, I'm sorry. I apologize. I love the brush, and because I am moving, I left out very limited supplies. And my wife said, "Okay, what brushes are like quintessential to you? What brushes can you not live without?" My Mojo stuck out. I kept it around. It goes on all my vacations with me. Love that brush. And the lather today, I'm telling you, pillowy, thick, rich, unctuous. It's nice, but it has like that beautiful slickness and shininess to it. Gets me really excited. Again, 3 days of stubble, and I'm really excited to be seeing how this does. Now, this does ship from them directly with some feather blades. You get 10 of them. It has the nice little stand, which I thought was kind of a cool addition, right? With their logo rather than the OneBlade logo. It is a collaboration, so you can see they've stamped the back of it here with the OneBlade logo, but it still operates using their Genesis pivoting head. The difference between this razor, and you know I'm going to do it, and this razor for me are substantial, and this is what kind of bothers me, and I'm going to call it out. I'm just going to say it right now. We're going to jump into this, and hopefully if OneBlade is listening, right, don't take this offensively. I apologize up front and first and foremost, but they did not do enough marketing to talk about how different these razors truly are. If you're a Genesis lover right now and you're watching this, you may really want to look into this razor right here, because for me, this is a little bit better balanced. This razor almost is so heavy this way that it kind of detracts away from the head, right? As being as nimble as it can be, whereas this doesn't in the anodized aluminum. It's 55 grams or ish, 55, 56 grams versus the 88, 89 grams of this stainless steel Genesis. So when you look at the weight comparison, right, that difference in like being able to be considerably lighter makes a little bit better ergonomics. Add the fact that they do not have this skeletonized hole here, right? So it's actually able to be pinched. You can do a pinch grip, and my finger actually fits in there. Whereas the Genesis, my finger goes right in and kind of has nothing to go up against. And I find that actually happens during shaving, where my hand's like here. I'm like, I don't know what's happening here. They offer a silicone grip that slides in, and it makes it a lot more grippy. But for me, the ergonomics of even the silicone isn't as good as this. Look at how awesome this is. They did stamp it rich. You can see here, I'm gonna flip it around. You can see they stamped it rich, but that is actually quite hard to photo. I tried my best with getting that logo in there because it's so, it's very light compared to that really bright neon color they've got going on. I just really can't say enough about the Hyper Lime. It's bright, it is vibrant, it just screams attention, right? And I love that. I don't know, it's unique. They do this same design and everything in black on black, and I am actually considering, with after how the shave was today on the face, it's that good. You can see here, it's close, it was comfortable. There was no nicks, no dings, no irritation, no redness, no blotchiness, and it actually adds a little bit more, the dexterity with this and the ergonomics of being lighter really adds to this shave. It makes it more comfortable, it makes it more dynamic, and for me, it really lets you engage that pivoting mechanism and get it into hard to reach spots, rather than having all the weight pushing the razor in, you're actually doing the pushing, right? You're not relying on the handle to do it. I like it. I think it's really, really cool. And it is, again, making me want to reach for the OneBlade system all over again. It's kind of like re-experiencing it. And I really like that. So if you're considering it and you're looking at all the different options, they just released the Element razor, right? The Dawn. They're releasing a bunch of things. They have the Hybrid, the Genesis. There's quite a bit on their storefront, but this isn't actually even there. This is over on the Ridges website. And I think that's kind of the disconnect for me, is that it's hard to know that this even exists, and it's as awesome as it is, and it is as different as it is, and then it is the Genesis head. I really thought it was a plastic head based on the photos, because they don't offer over on OneBlade Shaves, their website, they don't offer this PVD coated head, which I think is really, really nice. It's really cool. It's very interesting. It's very unique, and it makes the other color spectrum just pop. Awesome. Absolutely thrilled to have this in hand. Again, this is one that as soon as I saw it, I ordered it. I got really excited about it. It came out October 23 again, so it is definitely a system that has been around. I just apparently missed it. You'll have to let me know in the comments. Did you know about this razor? Have you ordered the razor? Have you experienced the razor? What are your thoughts on this razor? I really, really like it so far. Let's see how it does for the head shave today. I am using, and I want to call this out, Gem Blade. This is not a feather blade, and I'm using it with the Subi hack system, right? The Subi trick workaround. I know that definitely has not won me any friends, but I like the way it shaves, and it shaves a lot cheaper. All I've done is remove the blade edge on the actual blade behind the other blade, and I just slide it in underneath. Now that has raised a lot of questions. I've done that for a long time. I was doing it because I don't love the shaves from the FHS blades, right? I just stack my blade underneath there, and that's why you see these two overlapped. And because there's no edge there, there's not actually anything engaging your skin. And I want to mention this, the one last thing, that some people, right, if you push this blade all the way in, these razors are actually manufactured to a 0.05 tolerance, but because there is some variation to it, some people, when they push that backer blade all the way in, they'll get a frown on this blade. So the trick is, you don't want to push it all the way in. You want to push it until it's tight and it's straight and it's not going anywhere. And I show this in the video. You shouldn't be able to push it out with like a piece of cardboard, right? That's the trick. But you don't want that blade to be so pushed up against those brackets that it actually creates like a weird frown, right, on the blade. So as long as it's not doing that and it's tight, I'm telling you this, it's an awesome, awesome shaver. I really, really have loved this razor, the Genesis razor, for a lot of years. But there's things about the Genesis razor that bug me. They always have bugged me. The grip on the Genesis razor, before they released the silicone, right, I felt like was a huge miss, right? It was slippery. It was really slippery, for me at least. I talked about it a bunch of times. Look at this shaves. Look at this shaves. Look at this. Look at how good that is. It's comfortable. The PVD adds something to it, right? It adds almost a little bit more drag to the head, and I can really feel that Gem Blade engaging on the skin. Look at this shave here from 3 days. Look at that. It's smooth. It's comfortable. It doesn't feel quite as like as clunky. It doesn't feel like it's fighting me the whole entire time. I love this razor for shaving round surfaces, because as soon as I hit here, right, I just push in a little bit and the razor actually tilts. It tilts in and it goes right against my curvature of my head, and it shaves it really nicely. When I was first introduced to wet shaving, right, it was a little daunting, and I love the idea of using a pivoting head system that actually shaves, right, kind of similarly to the carts that I was accustomed to. But at the same time, uses a safety razor blade. It does operate like using something that's sustainable, right? You're not filling a trash fill, a landfill with garbage. I like this system a lot, and I've always liked pivoting heads. Pivoting heads are not for everybody. I have heard from 12 people. Everybody seems to have their own opinion on pivoting safety razors, whether it's a gimmick, whether it's actually a beneficial thing. For me, I love it. I think it adds a little bit of autopilot mode to my day, and it also reduces the amount of effort I have to do to get a perfectly crisp BBS glass shave, and that glass shave is such a, like, I don't know, it's something I chase really, really daily with you guys here. I love when you just have a shine on your head that your ball cap doesn't sit on it, right? When you put your hat on and it just slides around on your head. I love that. There's a good feeling to having that kind of glass, and it's actually a glass that I really struggled to get with the FHS blades, and I can absolutely say I get it with the gem blades. Now, I want to call this out. If anybody is still watching this video, right? I know it's a little longer, but I have been like kind of researching, digging into the OneBlade system because there's so many different offerings over there. And I want to call this out. I have been saying it for years wrong. That's right. I have been wrong for years. Everybody out there on the keyboards, or you can type underneath here, I told you so. I'm ready for it. I take that on willingly because I was wrong. There are differences in between the models, right? The core razor, I knew that for first and foremost, was the most mild razor. So if you're kind of interested in the system, but you like mild shaving razors, their core razor is actually quite good. It's a very good shaver, and it is their most mild offering over there. My biggest issue with it, and I want to call this out, I have bought 2 or 3 of them. I love that razor. It is very, very mild. But my biggest con with that razor is it's because it's plastic, right? It's not screwed together. And what can happen is that head can become unglued. And I know that they've actually said that they warranty if things become unglued or anything like that. But I just don't love the idea of doing plastic personally, if I can avoid it. And that kind of takes you past the plastic into their hybrid system. And for years, I mentioned that the hybrid was the same because their website actually alludes to, while it has more precise manufacturing and machining, that I thought they were the same as the Genesis with a different handle. I was wrong. They are not the same. They are slightly similar to the Genesis, very similar actually, like at like 90% similar, but they're not identical. And because of that, there are some small differences in the way it actually holds the blade tight. And I think that's why when some people have tried the hybrid razor to do this backing system, they're like, whoa, it barely goes in there, because they changed some of the mechanics inside of the hybrid. I've had a lot of opportunity recently to get to talk to kind of like the mindset or the people behind some of the designs. And when I told them, I was like, oh, well, the Genesis and the hybrid are the same. They were like, nope, what else have you been saying? So that is actually a fallacy. It's a misnomer. I've heard it in the community even. I've heard it a lot, because there was so limited information on it. I do feel like the OneBlade system offers kind of a website dedicated to cartridge users. Get off the cartridge, welcome to a safety razor. At the same time, they are limited on this information about performance, the differences between models, and that's kind of the stuff that as shave nerds, the wet shaving enthusiasts, that's what we crave, and there's not that information. So I wanted to get on here, I wanted to share this, and I wanted to talk about it because my first video was with a OneBlade shave, and I love the system. I absolutely love it, right? I love working with the system. I love getting around some of the barriers that I saw in the system and making it perfect for me and sharing that with you guys. And then obviously, right, you go up to the Element, which is brand new. And the Element I have not experienced yet. I have not used that razor. I want to call that, I do not own an Element. I bought this instead because the Element, right, at the price point, you can have the Element, which is a ZMAC head with aluminum handle, or you can have a Genesis head with aluminum handle for not much more money, right? And that's what I thought to myself. I said, why would I go get myself, one of those when I could have this? And now that I did talk to them, the Element razor is also different. It's a more mild razor. So one of the reasons you may not want to opt for the Ridge razor right here and go for the Element is because it is considered to be like their medium shaver, right? It's their middle ground shaver. It's not quite as aggressive as their Genesis. Not going to give you that like really glass, like sharp. It's not going to have the efficiency of the Genesis head, but it's still it's still a good shaver from what I understand. And I've had people here reach out and say they have done the OneBlade Subi hack, right? They've made their Genesis, as I like to refer to it as, right? They took a gem blade and put it in their Genesis, but they did it with their Element. So it did work for a couple people. I did pin one post where it was mentioned, and a couple other people reached out and said it did work for them. So from what I understand, the Element can work with that system and that trick. And now that you the hybrid on top, you have a whole lineup, and then there's the Dawn razor. And I want to call this out because the Dawn's very interesting to me. I know that it's being marketed to females specifically. That's what I see their ads, and they're very, very they're catered to, right? That's all I want to call it out. They're catered to more of the female the lady shavers out there, right? That's it. And because of that, right, I haven't done a whole lot of digging into it, but it is using a Genesis head, and I like the ergonomic handle. So I'm actually looking at the Dawn now saying, Could that work? Would I like that, right? I think they're longer, a little bit wider handle could actually work really good for a head shaver. And it does use a Genesis head. And I'm just calling this out because the Genesis itself is $300, right? It's a $300 razor, but you can kind of opt for a little lighter, a little more ergonomic, in my opinion, razor from the Ridge that saves you 1/3 of the money, right? And then you can just use the gem blades as you like. I really love the razor. Let me know in the comments what your thoughts are on the razor. And if you've used a OneBlade, I know that there tends to be pretty cited opinions on it, and I'm always here to talk. I'd love to hear from you guys. I can just say this right now. That scent is beautiful. It's really quite strong. The proximity of it, I can tell you this, I am radiating. It smells like leather and plum. That's what I get out of this. If you're curious, the sandalwood is there. I get a little bit of the kind of like the guac wood. It's a boozy, I get this boozy tone. I get like the leather wood, maybe a little bit. But for ultimate, I get plum and leather. Love this. Really, really awesome. Again, huge shout out to TRC and everybody else behind Coeus. Really cool, really awesome. And again, massive shout out to all of you out there that are watching, that have subscribed, that you've helped the channel grow. I can't tell you how much I appreciate you and how much I enjoyed having you here today for a Ridge shave. Let me know in the comments what your thoughts are, and I will see you there soon.